Today I'm doing a review of Death Wish 3.
This isn't a neighborhood, it's a war.
But there is one way. One man who won't be pushed. Charles Bronson.
What's the problem? Now you're gonna die.
It'll be just like before, Mr. Vigilante.
Death Wish 3 came out in 1985. It was directed by Michael Winner, who also directed the first two in the series. And this would be the last one he would direct. Michael Winner also edited it. The quality in the series would drop after Michael Winner left. Part 4 and 5 weren't directed by him. Charles Bronson once again plays Paul Kersey, and this time he's battling a street gang in New York. However, a lot of the filming was done in London.
Motherfuckers, go! Cut. Don't back away, fellas. Don't back away. Nobody's firing at you.
The sets and area were made to look like New York. This was to save money. Charles Bronson was 64 when he made this movie and would be 71 when he makes part 5. The music was by Jimmy Page, who also did part 2. The film runs 92 minutes. It cost $10 million to make. Charles Bronson got $1.5 million to star in this film. The production company for this film was Cannon Films, and they're famous for the action films. At the time, Charles Bronson was displeased with the screenplay, claiming that it was turning the Paul Kersey character into a Rambo figure. Michael Winner wanted to direct Death Wish 3 because his previous two films had been flops, so he needed a hit. The film was made into a video game and is one of the goriest games at the time. Death Wish 3 stars Charles Bronson, Deborah Raffin, Ed Lauter, Martin Balsam. So in this film, Paul Kersey, played by Charles Bronson again, his friend gets killed. He takes his revenge on this street gang in New York, and he gets his neighbours to help him. So it's a really over-the-top sequel, this one. Because Michael Winner got a lot of criticism with part 2 because of the rape scene. It was a bit too strong for some critics.
To coin a phrase, that Death Wish 2 was Barbara Cartland with blood. Now, let me just expand on that one little bit. You are going to make a great deal of money, and as far as I can see, that's all you care about. And fine, that's your judgment on how you run your life.
Isn't that really the point?
Hey, that bloody movie critic. What a bloody frosty-faced bugger she is. And he also had 2 flops before this film. Desperately wanted a hit, so he decided to direct another Death Wish film. He made this film more into an action film.
Makes no difference. People are not angels when they enter the theatre and villains when they exit it. They all know these things happen. We dramatise them.
But he had to get Charles Bronson to play the lead. So that's why Charles Bronson got paid $1.5 million to do this film. Because without him, there wouldn't have been a film. So this it's more like a Rambo Chuck Norris action film. Instead of like a revenge film where his family get murdered and raped. This is more just your popcorn type of movie. And Charles Bronson was 64 at the time. Yeah, hell, 64 years old. Fighting a bloody street gang. Silly old bugger. Bloody ridiculous. So although he was 64, he still manages to pull it off this time. He's still able to run fast. And although he's 64, he sort of like looks more in his 50s. One of the most amazing things about this film is it's mostly filmed in London. And it's supposed to be New York. There's a lot of good footage on a TV show that used to be on at the time. This is called Film 85, hosted by Barry Norman. And I used to watch that programme a lot because it informed you about these new releases.
New York City and London, you know, so I got a little bit in New York, but they did a great job here. As you can see, it kind of looks like a real derelict area in New York.
Can't go too far from the original concept, which was a citizen avenging against muggers. After all, Rocky didn't become a missionary in Ethiopia, did he? He stayed a boxer.
Marina Sirtis is in this film, and she ends up getting raped and ends up dying. So although it's a small part, it's quite effective, the scenes that she's in. With Charles Bronson being 64, there is an age difference between him and the woman who's having a relationship in this film. And I think it doesn't really work. There's no chemistry between them. And you can tell she's a lot younger than him. How the hell can a 64-year-old man get a bloody hot lass like that? Is it all a bloody dream sequence or something? Hey, you could be right there, Bones. Maybe Paul Kersey went crazy at the end of the first film and all the sequels are hallucinations. That would make more bloody sense, Phil, instead of this bloody bollocks. So although it's a very over-the-top film, it is enjoyable. It's one of them films where you can get a few mates around and get a few drinks and just have a laugh at it. Because it is quite ridiculous. Especially the final act, when he's like shooting everyone. He even uses a machine gun in one point in the film, and a rocket launcher. And I think Michael Winner, he was trying to put too much into this film to make it entertaining, so he went over the top of the action. And the violence, it is quite a violent film as well. And this is an interesting point about action films. Sometimes they can do too much and the believability factor vanishes. You think, oh, that can't be happening. That's too far-fetched. So these action films, they've got there's like a borderline. You want it to be action-packed without going too far. Otherwise, you just lose the believability factor. And I think with this film, with the leading man being of a certain age, I think it went a bit too far. And you just can't believe it. It kills too many people. And the street gangs must be lousy shots. They're always missing them. But at least it's a fun film, so it's not boring. So I think out of 10, I've got to give it about a 7, I think. 7 out of 10. Fun, but not brilliant. But to give it Bones, I do like it. I thought it was soft as shit, Phil. Wait till we're over the bloody top, that bugger. So there's only 2 more films in the Death Wish series for us to review. That's Death Wish 4, The Crackdown, in 1987, and Death Wish 5, The Face of Death, in 1994. And after I've reviewed them 2 films, I'll rank them, see which ones I like best and which ones I don't. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Like, subscribe and share. Bye everyone. Bye. Bye.
What are those? Teeth.